Hey friends, happy Friday. Welcome back to the channel. We have a few new subscribers. Over the last 2 days, we had, I think it's somewhere between like 16 and 18 new subscribers, which is, I mean, to me, that's a lot over the last couple days. So I just wanted to shout out Outcast because I believe that that is where you guys are coming from. So if you are new here and you're tuning in today, let me know who sent you. I love to return the favor and shout out channels who shout me out. I had a comment, I think it was a couple days ago now, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, from one of you who said Outcast sent you here. I clearly live under a rock, as I've stated before, but I didn't even know who Outcast was, and I had never seen any of his content. So I checked out his last video, and the most recent one, which I'm not sure if this is where you guys are coming from, but it was like a 5+ hour live stream, and I just didn't have time to go through all of that. So I don't know where you guys are coming from or where I was mentioned, but thank you guys for being here. Thank you to whoever on Outcast channel, you know, did the shout out, whether it was him. I know he has a lot of like guest speakers or people who joined with him, from what I could tell by scamming through a couple of the live streams briefly. So I don't know who sent you exactly, but shout out to Outcast. I will link his channel also in the description box here. If you guys want to go check him out, I can return the love. And yeah, if you guys are ever new here and another channel has mentioned me, I would love to return the favor, because that's just not something you see a lot in this community. And I would love to encourage more of that, where we can work together, shout out each other's channels, share subscribers, collaborate in any way that we can if we resonate with what the other person is doing. I think that's really important. And a lot of channels just don't do that. They don't let you mention other channels. They will not link you. They'll delete comments if other people mention your content. And to me, that is just absurd and absolutely wild. I cannot and will not support that. And it's so rampant in this tarot community, where it's like, no, this is only my psychic download. Don't tell me what other psychics are doing. Don't link them. Don't talk about them. You know, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I personally find great joy when I hear the downloads I've been getting from multiple psychics, you know, and that's the beauty of the gift of discernment, is you can tell when someone is genuinely getting the same message as you. And I feel I can tell when it's a repeated message, or if I've heard one psychic say it and then I'll hear another person say it, but you can tell by the way the information is repeated, by how it comes about. You can tell if it's authentic. And when I feel that it's authentic and we're both picking up on similar messages, I feel validated. And I love that. I love that a lot of us, especially with the Charlie Kirk situation, are saying the same thing. When all of this happened and I really had to sit and journal and channel my feelings on why I was so just absolutely shaken and distraught by it, the first thing I wrote down was increased contrast. And then a good friend of mine over at Solar Flow was just saying basically the same thing. And then throughout the next 24 hours, I heard it repeated over and over and over again, this idea of, this is not left and right. This is light versus dark. This is evil versus good. This is about the condition of your heart. This is about who you are spiritually. This is a spiritual battle. You need to put on the armor of God, like over and over and over again. I was confirmed in my feelings, and that just proves that you're on the right, I guess you could call it, wavelength with the people who are really tuned into that energy, when a lot of you are getting the same message, or the same thing is being repeated over and over again. So I love that. I'll always shout out channels who I resonate with. You guys will see many people that I recommend on here. And yeah, so I thought that was super cool that however it came about, that somewhere on Outcast channel, Beyond the Veil got brought up in a positive light. I assume, based on the comment that the person who came and said, the Outcast Center said that there were members from my channel hyping me up over there. So it could have just been my own subscribers over on another person's live sending his viewers here. So whoever it was, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I mean, being up over 16 subscribers in the last 48 hours is insane. So welcome to the Hive. I'm happy you guys are here. If you are new here and just now tuning in, we do have a secret boo box giveaway we're doing with the Hive here. So if you guys are interested in that, please email me. In the subject line, write boo. Let me know your address, your unisex shirt size, your favorite color, and I will get you guys hooked up with somebody to surprise with a little Halloween boo box. And then somebody else will have a chance to draw your name, and you could receive a little goodie surprise box in the mail as well. I will be closing down the event on Wednesday, the 24th. So that'll be the last time to email me and say you want to be a part of the event. I will be sending everybody their secret little Hive member by Thursday. That way you guys can get a head start on shopping. And the goal again is to get you guys to have everything ready and shipped out the first week of October. If you need more information, over on the community tab, I did post the information there on exactly how to enter. So if you could follow the instructions there and make sure I have everything in the email, that would be super helpful. So that way I can organize and get everybody a name. I did have one of you email me and said that you would be willing to send a couple. So I do have somebody who wants me to pick 2 names for her, which is freaking awesome. And I personally have about 4 additional boo boxes that I'm sending out as well. I'm not adding my own name, so I will be drawing 4 additional names to the 4 names who are already paired up with somebody. So there's going to be 4 of you who get double gifts. So you'll get a boo box from a Hive member and you will get one from me. You guys also want to put together more than one, just let me know in the email. Hey, you can draw 2 names for me. If that's something you want to do, just let me know. All right, so as you can tell by the thumbnail, we're going to just be doing a quick energy check-in for Candace Owens. I admire her bravery and her ability to speak hard truths, and I mean, she does it just so gracefully, I guess if you could call it that, gracefully in the Candace Owens way. Especially with this whole Charlie thing, I feel like she's not let anybody intimidate her. And every time I watch one of her videos, the constant remarks in the comments are, please stay safe, Candace, please stay safe, you know, praying protection over her and her family. With there's just this overwhelming energy of like her not being safe for the things she's saying. She's rattling cages of important people with a lot of money, talking about possibly dangerous political things, we'll call them things. There's just a lot that's going on right now, and emotions are heightened because of Charlie. Candace is on this war path, I would say. I admire it and I respect it, but I want to do an energy check-in around her to make sure nothing crazy is in that energy in terms of pissing off the wrong person or what that looks like for her. So I know this isn't going to be the reading for everyone. You guys might think this is kind of prying into an area I don't belong. She's still very much so alive and in the public eye, but I'm just curious. So we're just going to see what Spirit tells us about her and her energy and what she's doing on behalf of Charlie, and trying to get to the bottom of it and find the truth, if she'll find the truth, if she's going to be silenced. And that doesn't always mean, you know, assassinated, but there's many different ways people can be silenced. They can have their platforms removed, they can be sued, they can be threatened. I mean, there's just many different ways people choose to stop talking about the things they're talking about. So if you guys are as curious as I am and want to see what's going on in her energy and how she's going to navigate this whole situation and this can of worms she opened, that is what we are doing today. Please be respectful in the comments. I will be deleting people. I'm okay with losing subscribers as fast as I get them. So be respectful, or just don't comment. It's always an option too. If you don't like something, you can keep scrolling. All right, Holy Spirit, give me the energy around Candace Owens. I will say before we pick cards in the pre-shuffle, before I turned the camera on, when I was sitting in this energy, I kept seeing the Truth Feather, the Divinity card showed itself to me probably more than 5 times. I seen Transformation a couple times, and there's another one. There was 4. Transformation, Divinity, Truth. Message, Truth, Transformation, Divinity. So those are the 4 that were pretty common here. So, all right, Holy Spirit, guide this reading, keep us safe. Show me the energy around Candace Owens. Oh, I almost said it again. Death card here at the bottom. Over the past week, I would say, for sure this week, the number 23, like I did a quick reading for my friend and I was telling her, like, what does 23 mean to you? 23 has special meaning to me. It's always been my number, but it's rare when it repeats for me like this for other energies. So I know when I'm reading about me, or when my spirit team is communicating with me through the number 23, but lately it's shown up this week for her reading, and now it's kind of bled into the Charlie Kirk energy, and it's been a constant in the background. So I don't know what this means. It's either a collective number or there's something going on within the energies we're touching on. And shoot, I don't know, it could even be just a message for me, but it doesn't feel like it. But 23, 33, 12, 23, 1, 1, 2, 3, like that energy is constant. So first card out, we have envy and jealousy, hate, bad vibes. Oh my god, look at this. This says right here, not all is as it seems. This came out in the Smoke and Mirrors card when I asked Spirit if going down the conspiracy route for Charlie is worth our time or something that we should even investigate. And the Smoke and Mirrors card literally said, direct quotes, not all is as it seems. And there it is written right there. Warning to protect your heart, mind, and energy. Okay, so a need for protection, hate, jealousy, bad vibes, things not being as they seem. Sounds about right for her energy in the situation. Let's get one more card. Interesting. And then the air card. So not all is as it seems, and a need for protection. But then here's facts, research, reasoning. You need more information before proceeding. So the facts that we've been told, the information that we have, not all is as it seems. And there's also bad energy and hate around that. Bottom of the deck is time. Divine timing is everything. Again, okay, so I do feel like I've said that in Charlie's energy a couple times. The energy of divine timing is also pretty prevalent in a repeating message. All will happen when it's meant to. All right, I'm gonna get a Halloween Forever Oracle. This is a new deck. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, the Halloween Forever Oracle. There's too many here, but that... All right, Spirit, give me one card. One card for Candace's energy and what she's doing with the Charlie situation. Okay, it keeps coming out in twos. Maybe it's just not the right. Alright, Spirit, can I get a card for Candace Owens energy? Another two? Is that two? That's three. This deck is a little big for my hands. Let's try this again. One card. Okay. Gila's Chariot. This could be Hela's or Gila's. It's card 20. So now we have 20, 23, and 28. What is today? The 19th? Yeah, today's the 19th. For reference, it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. At the bottom, we have Empire of Bones, which is 30. So 2 and 3. 20 and 30. Another 23. 20, 23, 28. So, I don't even know if I showed you guys the actual card, sorry. I definitely always encourage you guys to show me what you guys see either symbolically or in the imagery or what you feel while I'm also channeling, because like I've said and I'll continue to say, it's a collective here and I rely on you guys to pull the message through just as much as my own abilities. And I believe you are a part of this channel for a reason, and we all are intuitive. We all have the gifts. We just need to tune into them. So if anytime you see something or know of a symbol or something reminds you of something or you get a download, please always feel free to share in the comments. I really look forward to those comments. Wow. So this says release attachment to status. Simply be who you are without apology or embellishment. While we all have weakness and strengths, our fundamental worth is the same. If that isn't perfect for Candace, like releasing attachment to status, who cares what you're saying? You know, she mentioned she doesn't take money from people. She doesn't care who sues her. Like, truth is important to her. Just simply being who you are without apology. So I'm going to call it Gila. I don't know if this is Hela or Gila, but Gila is the Norse goddess of death, keeper of souls and queen of the afterlife. She sometimes appears as a beauty, sometimes as a corpse, and sometimes as a bilateral hybrid of half beauty, half corpse. Here we see her in her loveliest form, riding in her bone chariot, surveying her underworld realm. No one escapes Gila. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, and it might be in 10, 20, or 50 years, but we all have an appointment with the goddess of death. None of us are getting out of here alive. This awareness is the ultimate equalizer. While our social obsessed human brains will always seek to quantify and qualify our status, in the end we are all alike. We all turn to dust and blow away. Let this be an indisputable reminder of your equality. While you are still here, you have a right to speak up, be yourself, express your feelings, your ideas, and thrive. Let it also be a reminder to respect these identical rights in each of your other fellow humans, regardless of their race, religion, gender, sexuality, degree of wealth, level of education, political beliefs, or any other categorization or made-up marker of worth. Wow. When you heed Gila's wisdom, your perspective will shift. You'll feel freer and clearer. You'll make new friends and enlist new allies you previously may have overlooked. You'll naturally propel yourself up and out of your challenge, and the winds of change will gently blow in and carry you to the most ideal destination. As a human, it is natural to unconsciously imagine that the rule of death does not apply to you, but Gila is indifferent to your conceit. Look into her eyes, receive her message, and be wise. Release attachment to status. The goddess of death. It comes for all of us. At the end of the day, we will all turn to dust and blow away, just putting us on equal playing fields. Stripping us all down to just human beings at the core of who we are. Take away the money, the politics, the power, the status, the threats. It's like the one common denominator is we're all going to die, and we're all going to leave this existence onto the next in the exact same way, with nothing that we have here in this physical world. Fascinating. I'm going to get 2 tea leaves and 2 archetypes. For Gila, beetle again with good fortune. We had the beetle. Could have been the very first reading I did for Charlie, if not one of the first 2. Beetle, good fortune. And fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Let's see what the archetype for beetle is. Spirit, can I get a card for beetle? Meaning good fortune. I feel like that was the king card that I just caught a glimpse of. You get 1 card for beetle. The river. Cash flow. The fox. Something about business here, and there was the ocean. Water. Something about water. Tell me about fox. The sword. The sword is a weapon. Using cash flow as a weapon, using money as a weapon, using shady business tactics with money, affecting somebody's business, the way they make money, the flow of money, using that as a weapon for her, potentially. Venom at the bottom, yeah, using money and resources in terms of business as a form of a weapon. The river is emotion. When you are in its current, you will know it by the bursting forth of tears, laughter, song, despair. All of the emotions flow within its current. So that could definitely be her too. I know she's heavy in her emotions right now, and rightfully so. You can only resist the river for so long. Eventually, it will pull you towards change, so you may as well get in with style and grace. Torment of emotions and overwhelm. The sword when dark, hasty, backstabbing, a dull and painful blade. Boundary making, prioritizing, and clarifying are all gestures made possible by the sword. The sword is a metaphor for the pen and the brush, the artist's fierce and graceful tools. Interesting, okay? Swing the sword once, with precision and commitment. More than that will be painful for everybody involved. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with our mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourselves. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is the infamous shaper of destiny. Interesting. Very interesting. Jealousy, research, protection. The air could also be the sword. All right, Spirit, what else can you tell us about Candace Owens and her energy as she dives in? Oh no. As she dives into the truth about what happened to Charlie is what I was getting ready to say, and death card flips out. This is the goddess of death. I shouldn't have to say this, but if you guys aren't familiar with tarot, you know that death doesn't always literally mean death, so I hope nobody is just stumbling upon this video and are taking this literally, because it does not always mean literal death, but that is a massive transformation, which we can feel and see with what happened. There is a shift that's taking place. There is something transforming. It will have far-reaching consequences. So is this her getting to the bottom of the truth to cause massive transformation? Spirit, what else do you want us to know about Candace Owens? Way too many. but all really good cards. Two of Wands, planning, success, the world, a successful ending, the Star, like recognition. To me, this is, the Star can be read many ways, but in the energy for what I'm reading on with Candace, with the Six of Wands being here, which I often call my Taylor Swift card, with the World card, which is a successful finality. The Star could be like influence, celebrity. The world is watching this Queen of Wands, making plans to get to the bottom of the truth. The world is watching. And then Four of Pentacles. It's like she's not doing it for money. This is telling me this isn't about Ten of Pentacles energy or mass wealth, that she's holding on to what she has. But like the money isn't the motivation for all of this. Because this is a humble amount of money. This is being resourceful. Maybe needing to be resourceful. Let's try that again. Spirit, what else can you tell us? Death card with Three of Swords. And this being just a river of emotions. The death is literally breaking her heart apart. I know she comes on live with the most beautiful presence, speaks so elegantly. I mean, to me, I think Candace is just absolutely stunning. She's so gorgeous. I just, you know, she's obviously not somebody that is hard to look at while she's talking, but then she speaks with just such authority, and she's so educated and confident, you know, and then what she's saying is true. And it's just, there's a lot of strong energy around who she is, and she presents herself that way. But what you see here is the second that camera goes off, I just see her like falling apart again. It's like she can't even believe that she's having to do this for Charlie. Like I think it comes in waves where she gets upset and strong and puts on this brave front and is determined to find the truth, and then she breaks down again, and then she's strong again, and then she breaks down again, and there's like this teeter-tottering of dealing with her grief and processing what truly just happened a week ago, and really trying to put it in the back of her mind and keep going to honor her friend. But this is big energy, big emotion, big painful, gut-wrenching emotions. Yeah, it's like, I won't rest until there's justice. Justice with the Four of Swords. What else can you tell us about Candace Owens? I will ask after we get just a basic foundation for her energy, you know, more of the questions on if she's going to be safe, if anyone plans to come after her, and what that looks like for consequences of her speaking out. But right now I just want to get like a basic foundation from Spirit and see what it is they want us to know first. Nine of Wands, yeah, wounded. The Emperor. The death of the Emperor, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands. She's really hurt by this. I know it doesn't take a psychic to say that. I know that's very much the obvious, but it's also showing up in her energy, so it's worth saying. Can I get 3 more cards? Okay, we got 2. Three of Wands and the Hanged Man. This could also be saying here that the information that's coming into her she's looking at it from every angle. She's doing her due diligence by looking at it from every perspective. I don't feel like her pain and sadness from what happened to Charlie is distracting her ability to look at incoming information thoroughly from all angles, from every side. I see she's hurting, but I also don't see that that's affecting her judgment when she's looking at information that's coming towards her. I know some people might speculate that she's not in the right mental state to maybe be doing this, or, you know, it's that energy of like a surgeon can't operate on his own child because it's too close to home. The emotions are there. You could have a tunnel vision, you know, but I feel like this is saying that's not the case. I don't know. We'll keep going. Can I get one more card? King of Wands. Star at the bottom. I feel as though she may get information that comes in that causes her to look at somebody in a different way. She'll have to change her perspective and be open to seeing somebody who could have played a part in the betrayal and the death. It's like information that comes in. And foxes, you know, that's very sneaky energy. Of course, I am coming to that conclusion based on past readings I've done in this energy. So I'm wondering if, as this relates to Candace, is in investigating the death of Charlie, if she gets information that comes in, causes her to look at something from a different angle about a King of Wands that was within his business circle. Someone he may have considered a friend, but somebody that definitely was involved in the day-to-day with his finances, whether this be his donors, his investors, his partners. I don't know how close this relationship is. The Three of Swords could also be that energy of betrayal. I mean, the fox is sneaky. We again are looking at the energy of money. What's under the star? Three of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody who worked closely with. The Moon and Queen of Pentacles. Again, the energy of two, a man and a female, maybe collaborating. And then the star, finding out. Spirit, can you tell us if Candace is going to come across any shocking information that turns this tragedy on its head, that proves to the world that this is not as it seems? Is there something Candace is going to find out and bring to life that reveals what was really happening behind the scenes here? Is this going to happen for her? Is she going to come across information that changes everything? Five of Wands are going to fight like hell so it doesn't happen. She's going to have to fight for it. She will fight for it. It's not going to come easily. There will be a battle for that information. Four of Swords. Look at the monsters coming up from the bed like while she's sleeping. Conflict. Is Candace going to come across shocking information about what really happened to Charlie? Nine of Pentacles. Well, this card came out first. Let's see. Page of Pentacles with 9 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. I was just gonna say, okay. Ace of Swords. This is the truth. This is that research, the logic, the getting the receipts, the doing your due diligence, interviewing the right people, looking at it from every angle. As much as you're hurting, you're keeping your emotions out of getting true justice for Charlie, whatever that looks like, even if it's not anything nefarious, sneaky, if it is just what it is. I think that is what she's open to receiving also. But there's something about like coming across one gold nugget of truth that multiplies. Like it's that unraveling. And in this card with this Page of Pentacles, like everybody's watching. It's like she come across something, and I feel like this could be live, or like she comes across something or figures something out with an audience. Like this isn't something she's doing research, you know, behind the scenes. It may even be like, say she's live and she gets a phone call, or somebody talks to her in her earpiece and she's like, hold on guys, we just got something, you know, I'm gonna go over this live with you guys. It's something like that, because I feel like when she finds a nugget of information, look at all these people watching. Again, with that mice down there, we have cats, we have the owls up here, and it's like she's gifted a gold nugget of truth. Look at that flower. And it kind of looks like she's sitting in front of like a tombstone. But there's like an audience here, and I feel like it turns into like mini nuggets. Like one leads to another, leads to another. But it's like getting to the one that produces many. Getting to the one truth that produces many. It's like when you're mining for gold, you only have to find that one gold nugget to know that you've tapped into the right area. You're mining the right area. You're in the right spot, or you've come across something valuable. It's like, that's how I'm seeing it. Like a miner in a gold cave who's like, we found it, and they're like freaking out because they've been digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, and they haven't found anything. But once that first person finds that one hefty piece of gold nugget, it's like, you know, there's more where that came from. So it's like, okay, so yes, confirming, but there's going to be a hell of a fight here. And I almost feel like some backhanded attacks here. I haven't seen anything that shows like attacks on her life yet, but I see creepy slimy hands trying to work their way into her environment, like while she is vulnerable, sleeping, not looking. There's something about her not seeing, doing something behind her back. Even this person is sleeping this way. While she's sleeping, these black hands are coming up from under her bed. There's people fighting, but she's not aware of it. So there's also this energy of them doing something behind her back that she's not yet aware of as she's finding this truth out. So I feel like they're also plotting and scheming to try to catch her off guard in something. But I feel like she finds the gold nugget before they have a chance to really move forward in whatever this energy is. Let's clarify these two and these two. Okay, Spirit, clarify 5 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Clarify 5 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Four of Wands. That's too close to home. That's telling me conflict behind her back. Like, okay, same thing like with Charlie. Like somebody infiltrated camp. There was a parasite that got close to him, close enough to drain him from the inside. A parasite kills you from the inside. It's this idea of the inside. These people are fighting. These black hands are coming up from underneath somebody's bed, and this talks about the home. So either somebody like doxing her home, or even the need to just be careful of people in that inner circle as much as they could have infiltrated Charlie's inner circle doesn't mean it can't also happen here if there's great fortune involved. I mean, at some point, people have proven that they can be paid off. I mean, Judas betrayed Jesus for some shekels, right? It can be done in people you would not suspect, and I feel like there's also an energy of that there. Again, this is also on the side where the death and Three of Swords were, with some sort of death and betrayal here also. And this could also be saying this King of Wands, maybe she finds out information about somebody that would have been in like their early days, somebody who helped build up Turning Point when Candace was there, like from early on, somebody she would have even considered in this like family, close friend type of energy. It's all of that energy there with somebody close to the home, close to your private spaces. This is vulnerability. This is collaboration. All right, let's clarify Page of Pentacles with Nine of Pentacles. And now we have Knight of Pentacles. Oh, I freaking love that. Oh, wow. Okay, so I was like, why am I getting like angel vibes from this card? This feels like Charlie from heaven is giving this nugget of information to this owl and saying, look at this. Look at this. He's saying, here, give this to my friend. She's going to need this little nugget. And then look at the owl coming here and dropping it in her hand. Like straight from heaven. The truth, the research, the information, the nugget that just like falls into her lap. But it's literally coming from an angel from heaven directly from Charlie. That is insane. Like, how can you guys not see that? You guys can see that, right? This man standing here with this nugget of like you're gonna need this. Here, this will lead to more. Here's the first gold nugget, Candace. Good job. Thank you for being a true friend. And then here's the birds coming down, placing it in the palm of her hands, and then like there's more where that came from. Okay, let's see if that puts her in any danger. So I feel like she will be finding a gold nugget of information that possibly unravels a deeper truth here. In divine timing, I feel like, again, that will be perfect timing. There is a need for protection within your inner circle, though. For somebody to have envy and jealousy and hate towards you, could be somebody, I would say, in her inner circle. Spirit, can you show us the energy of if Candace is in immediate danger? The Hierophant? Is Candace in immediate danger from the information she might be uncovering? Hierophant, King of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. So far that's telling me like friends in high places are protecting her. King of Swords could be law enforcement, protectors of peace, agents of justice, things like that, truth seekers, good, moral, logical, sound people. Hierophants, people who are important. Wheel of Fortune, like all of that together is telling me she's also got people in high places protecting her. I don't know, can you give me two more? Is Candace in immediate danger? Seven of Wands, that is a card of protection. It's also a card of defending, needing to defend yourself. Let's see, let's get one more and then we'll clarify with a mini deck. Is Candace Owens in any immediate danger with any information she finds out about Charlie? Too many. We have the Death card out here again, but it came out with the Ten of Cups, which is family. We're also seeing the flying monkeys here with the scene of Wizard of Oz. This is a card of protection or defense against death. With these three combined, is this saying like her family is protected against death? The Wheel of Fortune is the destiny card. Like if it wasn't her destiny to go out this way, if this wasn't the plan for her from Hierophant, King of Swords, if this wasn't like God's divine destined plan for her life, then she would be protected. You can't just kill people. You have karmic contracts here. I guess what I'm trying to say is nothing happens outside of what God has already predestined for your life. But let's clarify that, because that is pretty... Yeah, there is some sort of energy around if they can't kill. Okay, the bottom of the deck is now telling me a different story. So if this is like she's protected from actual literal death because of friends in high places, or it just isn't her destiny to go out this way the way it was for Charlie, it's like the way that they can use the sword to attack is with the pentacles, because we have the Queen of Wands with the King of Pentacles. But then we have the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So like, in some way there might be just a need to watch your money. She might get deplatformed. She might lose, I don't know. There are ways you can hurt people and try to silence them. Like I said, more than just actually killing them. If you're talking about people who literally run many nations' economies that have deep ties to banks and crypto investments, you guys, our bank accounts right now could be turned off in a split second. There are people powerful enough to take entire banks down, money to be gone without a trace. Like, we could collapse in any second, and somebody somewhere holds that power over us. And I haven't fully gotten into it yet. I want to wrap up the whole Epstein energy with you guys and tell you what I was given. And it's so profound and it's so deep and it goes so much bigger than Trump and Epstein and release the files and everybody's bullshit conception about wanting to see the files. And Candace herself, I think if she fully knew what's really going on there, she wouldn't be pushing so hard for that, because that affects so many more normal people. Like, the threat there against normal people is insane. Many people who are undeserving will feel the consequences of certain things, like certain warnings not being heeded. So that all kind of ties back into this. If they just want to attack one person, oh, somebody hacked your account, we're so sorry, we don't know how this happened. Or, what do you mean all my investments are gone? What do you mean, you know, I need to sell my house and nobody's willing to buy it? I mean, there are other things you can do, and I feel like there's possibly energy around like her fate and destiny being protected by higher beings. But there could also be something that could, I don't want to say like hurt her, but hurt her financially. Whatever that looks like. I don't know, let's clarify, let's see what that looks like. I'm going to use the Deviant Moon just because it's closest to me. Alright, first I'm going to clarify the Ace of Swords up there, because I can still see this card that kind of looks like Charlie sending a message from an angel, some sort of nugget of truth. Spirit, can I get 3 cards to clarify that Knight of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords? Two pages. Could be his 2 kids, because we have Queen of Pentacles, which is the mother, and the Ace of Cups, the mother that he loved, and the 2 kids. A message? Does he send her a message about his wife and kids? Ace of Cups. Pages can be messengers also. Message about love and money, but an emphasis on an Ace of Cups with a Queen of Pentacles, the mother. The kids, a truth, a message coming out about Erica and the kids. What the heck? Does the message that he gives Candace helps Erica discern somebody in their circle that will eventually end up protecting his wife and kids? Is that even the reason why he would be coming through so strongly from the other side to give a message to Candace? Because the main motivation here would be the love for his family. If the Hierophant and the King of Swords we're going to say is somebody protecting Candace, Spirit, can you give us 2 cards to tell me more about who's protecting Candace and her family? Eight of Pentacles. Maybe she hired people. Maybe she's hired a team. Queen of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, people she works with or she hired. She's hired a team. I'm gonna get one more to clarify that. Is this a team she's hired to protect her and her family, or is this somebody in the spiritual? Four of Cups. Clarify Four of Cups. Oh, I think I know what that's trying to say. I'm going to clarify anyways, but yeah, Three of Pentacles. It's just strong around work. Four of Pentacles. A lot of Four of Pentacles coming up in Candace's energy. That is being resourceful. But this, with what I was seeing with the Four of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, it's a lot of pentacles here in terms of, I feel like this is somebody not emotionally invested in her. So more like somebody who's hired to do a job. They're hired to protect the Queen of Cups, and it's more of an institution or somebody in a business setting. They're not emotionally invested in it, but they're there to do a job. Whether or not they're backed by spiritual armies and big angels, there's also a team she's hired and spent money on to protect her home, whether that's surveillance, bodyguards, security guards, either patrolling her neighborhood, watching with drones. There's like this idea of like an actual organization who has hired somebody she's paying a good amount of money to protect her while she's going down this rabbit hole. So, but I also feel like with this other energy about just being protected, there's also an element of being protected spiritually also. All right, let's see what this protection, death, 10 of Cups. Clarify the death card for me. Why is death here? Fourths, I just put this back in and it's back out again. It's her family's protected, but the death, clarifying the death is a loss of money. She will face a loss of money in some way. A loss of resources, either a loss of people working for her, with her, collaborating with her, whatever it is, there's an energy of holding on tight to your money. And then the 10 of Swords just flipped over, this energy of, ooh, justice. Justice, like somebody forcing her, like, forced, like by a court to be silent, forced to quit talking about something. This is a decision to like deplatform her, some sort of like knife in the back, as it might affect her pentacle, not her family. Can you give me 2 cards for this 10 of Cups? Give me 2 cards just telling me more about Candace and her family. Hierophant, they're protected. They're protected by this Hierophant, an organization and God. With Judgment. That's giving God energy. That's Sky Daddy. That's Sky Daddy. Her family's her family's protected by Sky Daddy, and the death has everything to do with the 4 of Pentacles. Guys, that is pretty insane. I want to get a little nosier, though. I want to see maybe more information about what Charlie could be bringing her in terms of a gold nugget. Spirit, can you tell us anything more about a potential message straight from beyond the veil from Charlie to Candace? Can you give us more information about what information could be coming in? Ten of Cups, the energy. Okay, again, that, I mean, if you guys don't believe me, Strength card at the bottom with his family. Something about protecting his family. That couldn't be more obvious. Look at this. You have a woman here. You have a man. You have a daughter, and you have a younger son. That's his family. We see the mother here with the 2 children here. The Ace of Cups, the Cup of Love. What? To protect his family. Look at the bullet. Look at the bullet. That was supposed to go straight through his head. Went to his neck. Like, oh my God. This is him saying, yes, this is will be a message to protect my family. Holy shit. How are you going to get the 10 of Cups to clarify? Charlie, what's your message? Oh, just my wife and kids and how much I love them. Hey, Charlie, what's this message you're bringing forth? Okay, the 10 of Cups with an exact picture of what his family looks like. With the Strength card, with the bullet that went through his head. He's like, hello. I don't know how else I could say this. It's a message to protect my family, possibly by somebody, a parasite who's infiltrated camp. Sleeper cell, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, off in the distance of this 10 of Cups. Look at that. There's some dumpster fire nearby. I'm gonna get 3 more cards. All right, Spirit, tell me more about the message for his family and keeping them safe. Can you tell me anything else about this energy? When I first split the deck, when I first got this deck out, I seen the 6 of Swords in the tower. I'm not sure if the camera ended up picking it up, but that was giving me like a need for them to move because this tower is close by, like physically leaving their house, relocating, something like that. 10 of Swords, yeah, betrayal. Somebody really close to the family. There's somebody in the family, betrayal here. 10 of Swords. Stabbed in the back. Family, stabbed in the back. Nine of Pentacles. This says Deadmar, and on the building says trained zombies. Trained? Trained zombies. Get 2 more. The Devil. I feel like there's a devil way too close to Erica right now. And I feel like he's using so much energy from the other side. Even though I'm not channeling him directly, it's almost like he's screaming to anybody that will listen. Any mediums who are willing to look into this. It's almost like he's coming through immediately with this energy of like, there's somebody close to my family who shouldn't be trusted. I've seen, you know, other psychics get energy like immediately, and I've seen a few people just say how strong the energy is from him, even though this is so recent. And I feel like there's just this screaming energy about his wife for some reason. What is this? The devil. The Knight of Pentacles could definitely be Erica. She's now a wealthy, single, independent, attractive, confident woman, but she's surrounded by the devil, the Ten of Swords, betrayal, and it's like he's talking about the message that's coming forward involving his wife and kids. Strength card again. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles. Whoa. A message about protecting her mind. It's like they're gonna go after. That's a weird message. It's like they're gonna go after her mind. They're gonna target her mind. The devil's not playing a fair game. They're gonna try to get to Erica by using her mental health. Whatever that means. I know that can mean so many things, but it's like, the weapon is going after her mind in some way. Yeah, Knight of Swords. That's how they're going to continue to battle. Is they're going to go after her. They're going to go after her mental state, whether that be any sort of like MK Ultra, some sort of mind fuck material. There's a way that the devil's not necessarily letting this go, and there's now a different target, possibly with Erica. Something about her mental health, like battling differently, like battling with using the loss, using his death to get to her mentally, trying to break her emotionally and mentally over his death is how they're going to try to target her next. The Lovers, yeah, look at that. Lovers and the Sadness. It's like with Candace, they're going to go after her financially. With Erica, they're going to go after her mentally and emotionally. I think she's going to have a real spiritual battle mentally. And I think a lot of people are going to tell her, like, it's okay, it's normal, you're grieving, this is normal. But I think it's so much deeper than that, guys. Eight of Pentacles. This person's head is in a jar. It's like people who work in mind manipulation are working with the devil as it relates to energy around his wife and kids. I don't know how to make that make sense to people who aren't spiritual, who maybe are tuning in. Confirmation from him. Yes, the target. Mentally, people working with the devil to fuck with people's heads and emotional. The target here is the Empress. When we switch from talking about Charlie and the message and his wife, it is very clear here this is going to be a mental attack on her. But there's something that we need, or something that will come forward from the other side from Charlie to help in some way against this. But yes, justice. Three of Swords. Justice. Empress. I don't know. He's gonna come through pretty strong. With a message to his wife, about something going on in her circle. I'm gonna get a final oracle card. We're gonna leave that here for today, guys. As always, I would love to know what you thought of today's reading. Actually, I think I'm gonna pull Gothic Oracle. I just split it on Phoenix Rising again. Alright, Spirit, can I get one final oracle card for the energy around Candace Owens and the investigation she's doing into Charlie's death? Fuck yes. There it is, the Sword of Truth. The truth. The truth shall set you free. And look at that, it's just being like handed over on a silver platter. Like, here you go, here's the truth. I think she's gonna find something really, really valuable. even if it's only for Charlie's family, if it's something valuable only to Erica. What's at the bottom? The truth rises up from the ashes. Wow. Alrighty, let's read the truth. For the final oracle for Candace Owens in her battle to find the truth for Charlie. The truth is honesty. A woman crouches within the wings of a dragon and confidently offers you a sword. A flash of light reflects off its blade. The weapon is a symbol of the truth. Looking into your eyes, she asks that you consider what is true and what is not. This card of honesty sometimes requires you to be honest with others, but it will always encourage you to be honest with yourself. There will be occasions when this is easier said than done. We all have experienced denial of one kind or another. The truth card suggests that you contemplate what you really know to be real in a situation. This can lend to inner conflict, since the truth can sometimes be ugly or hurtful, but authenticity and sincerity can only ever be the real winner. If you have drawn this card, then you know what it is that you must do. This is not a time for avoidance, since fairness is paramount. In some readings, the truth will become revealed from an external source and will need to be accepted. However, in other consultations with the cards, you are being motivated to speak up about what you consider to be morally right and fair. There couldn't have been a better card to end the reading for Candace. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, drop a comment, say hello, and I guess you guys can hype. I know you only get 3 a week, so that kind of sucks, but for those of you who are hyping my videos, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.